It was a very interesting Tuesday in the world of professional wrestling. Chris Jericho made waves today, signing with AEW. The King has returned in Pac. No Kenny, though. No Kenny or CM Punk in Jacksonville. More details on that to come tomorrow. We got Neville. Oh, that's his slave name. I'm sorry. Pac, Chris Jericho, Joey Janela, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Penelope Ford, Britt Baker, Hangman Page, SCU. AEW's roster is looking pretty stacked so far. Big Tuesday in Jacksonville, the center of professional wrestling. On top of that, we got a pretty damn good episode of Smackdown Live. Smackdown Live that is leaving me a little bit concerned as to what WWE is going to do heading towards the Royal Rumble. We had a great open to Smackdown Live tonight. By the way, Smackdown Live murdered Raw. Raw was complete garbage. Smackdown Live just feels, it's not really fresh, but it just feels more normal on Tuesday nights. It's more direct on Tuesday nights, and that is what I appreciate. It's more wrestling heavy on Tuesday night. Raw's garbage. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, but that show needs to be blown up and never shown again on the USA Network. That is neither here nor there. If you guys want to hear me rant and bitch and moan on Monday Night Raw, you guys can certainly do that. The review is live on the channel. But SmackDown Live opened up with a very hot open with Daniel Bryan, psychotic Daniel Bryan, wearing a t-shirt with a green tree on it, as he talked about how everybody was a fat slob and killing themselves, at the same time killing the environment. He even threw a hot dog at a fat slob, pretty much telling him in so many words that he is an obese, unhealthy slob. I loved it. I thought it was great. We're going to go over exactly what he said. We're going to go over his little promo on SmackDown Live, but it was a very hot open to get AJ Styles in and build towards their match at the Royal Rumble. We had a great tag team match with the Usos, and they went up against The Bar. It wasn't for the titles, but it was a number one contendership, and I honestly think that somebody in WWE watched what LAX and the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, did at Impact Wrestling's Homecoming, because that match was way too good to be on SmackDown Live. So we're going to go over that as well. One huge gripe I have with that match and why it ended the way that it did. We'll talk about that, but needless to say, it was a great tag team match, but it also serves notice that there is a major, major problem with the SmackDown Live tag team division, the tag team division in general, in all of WWE. Then we get the number one contendership for Asuka's SmackDown Live title at the Royal Rumble. Carmella, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. Something that has a lot of people concerned right now because given WWE's track record, we really don't know if they are on the right path to do the right thing. We are all genuinely concerned that WWE might not be listening to the fans. They might not give Becky what she rightfully deserves. Things might change. I don't know what is going to happen. I think all of us have fantasy booked this thing in every possible way. But I'm going to try my best to go over what exactly happened in the main event and why we are getting Becky Lynch versus Asuka at the Royal Rumble for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Hopefully I can make sense of it because right now I'm drawing a blank. But needless to say, it was a very, very good episode of SmackDown Live. Jacksonville was the center of the wrestling world today with SmackDown Live, the Royal Rumble build, All Elite Wrestling. Just a big, big, big news day, and this is what we like to see here in the community. Speaking of All In, or All Elite Wrestling, All In 2 is announced, Double or Nothing. That is going to be happening on May 25th, by the way, in Las Vegas, MGM Grand. I will be there. Details to come on that because Conrad Thompson just announced tonight during SmackDown Live that there will be a Starrcast 2, and I'm assuming another podcast row. So that is going to be big. And we just hit 100,000 subscribers. gonna be fucking crazy on the Vegas Strip, drinking Guinness with my goons. I call that a fucking vacation, man. So, more details to come on that. But as far as All Elite Wrestling, they're declaring war on WWE. And we're going to do an off-the-script extra tomorrow. We're going to go over in detail what happened at the press conference, who's on the roster, what I think about it, and what is to come with Kenny Omega and all the other rumors surrounding All Elite Wrestling. So make sure you guys tune in to that tomorrow, right before NXT tomorrow afternoon. If you guys missed the Monday Night Raw review, that is live on the channel right now. An hour and 20 minutes of me breaking down Raw. There is no change. So everybody that criticized me and crucified me about giving it a chance, I gave it a chance. I gave them till January 7th, and we seen zero change. And the review was appropriate for everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. And plus, Braun Strowman is a complete waste of everybody's time. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Live on the channel right now. And I would appreciate your support right now. We're about 20,000 views plus, about 1,600 likes. Go check it out if you have not done so already. Monday Night Raw, I see you. I see you, Raw. Complete and utter garbage. A tragedy. Atrocious. Shameful are you, Monday Night Raw. SmackDown Live was so much better, man. We're going to go over SmackDown Live right now. Show opened up with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, man. I love me some Daniel Bryan. He is absolutely hitting a grand slam with this heel gimmick. Daniel Bryan mocks the WWE Universe over being slobs and ruining the universe, man. My God. Innuendos galore and stereotypes galore in this entire promo. And you know what? I absolutely love it. Let's listen to Daniel Bryan as he educates us all about the environment on SmackDown Live.
See, I'm here to take you on a much-needed educational journey. You see this? This is what you people call a concession stand. But the only concessions being made are to your health and to your well-being.
First of all, my well-being, I take great care of. Okay? I try to eat right. I don't have a lot of sugars. I don't eat a lot of sweets. I try and be organic, right? But if I'm in this crowd and I'm going to the concessions, I buy nothing. I buy nothing. First of all, the beer is like $14 and you're paying for piss-flavored beer. You're paying pretty much for beer-flavored water. That's what you're paying for. I would not pay. And most of these establishments are now kind of adding craft beer in cans. By the way, I don't drink beer from cans. Sometimes I do. But bottle is preferable. So, these establishments are adding somewhat of craft beers like Brooklyn Lager, and you'll see a Lagunitas, or you'll see like a Sierra Nevada. You'll see something different outside the Bud Light and the fucking garbage and the Coors Light and the Michelob and the Yingling. Yingling is for fucking degenerates, okay? I fucking hate Yingling, all right? So, first of all, I'm not paying $14 for a fucking beer, and the food at these places is fucking absolute garbage. All it is fucking salty-ass nachos with fucking manufactured just cheese whiz. And first of all, hot dogs? Really? You're gonna have a fucking boiled hot dog on a bun that is not a potato bun? First of all, you're doing it all wrong if you don't have a fucking potato bun. And a boiled hot dog? Bro, it's gotta be grilled. Gotta be grilled. Cut it down the center a little bit. Open that bitch up. Put a slice of cheese in there. Put some fucking onions. Right? You're good to go. You're good to go. Maybe a nice pickle. Whatever you guys want to, condiment your hot dog with. These places, more times than not, are fucking garbage. So I agree with him there. Whoever's eating and wasting your money on this junk, I absolutely 100 agree with Daniel Bryan. Moving on. Just had to get that little rant out of there.
I mean, look at yourselves. Look at the people next to you. Are you healthy? Are you happy? Huh? How do you feel after you eat this garbage? Do you know why you eat this? Do you know why? Because you're filling a void. because your lives are so empty and vacuous that you just shove candy, you shove popcorn down your throats, and that is why you cheer AJ Styles.
By the way, he's wearing a t-shirt, a short sleeve t-shirt with a pocket on the chest, and he's got a green tree and a plant on his shirt. Love it. It just fit the mood so beautifully.
AJ Styles is exactly like this hot dog.
This guy had his hot dog taken away from him.
This hot dog. You see them? They're choking down these toxic nitrates and chemicals the same way that they cheer AJ Styles.
You guys want toxic nitrates in your body? First of all, there's two goons here wearing a Pancake Power New Day shirt and some generic WWE Live Tour t-shirt with a bunch of superstars on it. Clearly plants, but this was hilarious nonetheless.
And when they do, what do? Do they leave with something worthwhile? No, they leave empty and they move on to something else.
And then he throws the hot dog at the guy's head.
Like an extra large serving of high fructose corn syrup. Of course, slurped down with a plastic straw in a plastic cup that's choking the earth that we live on, one cup at a time.
So great, dude. He takes the soda and he throws the soda on this fucking idiot wearing an AJ Styles hat and an AJ Styles t-shirt. I absolutely love it, man. By the way, I gave up soda. I have not drank any soda for, I would say, going on like maybe a decade now. Gave up soda. Long gone. I drink nothing but unsweetened iced tea, seltzer, and water, tea, just tea in general. Coffee, nothing with sugar in it, beverage-wise, outside beer. That is it. Outside beer. I'm a big craft beer guy. But as far as soda goes, man, I gave up soda. I couldn't tell you how addicted to soda I was, and I gave that up, man. I swear to God. And this is me being real, you guys. If you guys are drinking soda, give that shit up. That is one thing that will absolutely fucking kill you. Just get rid of it, man. You don't know how much better you will feel when you give that shit up. It is absolutely a fucking disease for your body. So I absolutely 100% agree with him on that. But I love this segment, man. He's just going over everything we need to hear. I love this gimmick. This is fucking brilliant stuff by Daniel Bryan. And he wasn't done here to open SmackDown Live.
Let's continue the tour, shall we? Oh, the merchandise stand. The merchandise stand. Oh, okay, here we go. Hey, can I get a Yes Movement t-shirt? Just one Yes Movement t-shirt. Oh, that's right. There are no Yes Movement t-shirts because the Yes Movement is dead. I killed it. And one of the reasons I killed it, because I don't want to fill the earth with this toxic garbage. Oh, but look what there is. Look what there is. Lots of AJ Styles t-shirts, AJ Styles gloves. Oh, all to fill the void of your empty lives with this needless consumption. All to make AJ Styles feel that you actually care about him. Look at this trash. Look at it. Just plastic, useless garbage that's ending the earth.
Then he walks into the arena.
Out here changing the world. I am out here making the world a better place. But to create change, I need you people to change. You see, because all of these people, they're weak, they're submissive, they are impotent.
I love this.
Change it.
Daniel's also on his way to the ring to take on R-Truth.
Change it.
Raw. Change it.
Impotent.
I am not.
Change it.
I am not.
I am
He's
here
walking past all these
changing
fucking
the planet,
degenerates in the
one
crowd.
person at a time. House of AJ Styles? I don't think so. Daniel Bryan is the WWE Champion. The new Daniel Bryan is the WWE Champion. AJ Styles fills a void for about 30 seconds. I will tear apart that void, and I will fill it with something meaningful, something valuable, something that you can be proud of. Unlike AJ Styles, I will fill this world with something that all of these children can be proud of. Impotent, change it.
So he starts SmackDown Live off just shitting on everybody. And I like this because he is your most valuable asset right now. He is your most important asset on SmackDown Live. No better way to start the first live show of 2019 than with Daniel Bryan, your WWE Champion. I absolutely loved it. So he walks to the crowd. And R-Truth, as soon as Daniel Bryan gets to the ring, just comes out of nowhere, attacks him, and we have a match. It was a scheduled match, but R-Truth obviously had to wait and wait and wait until Daniel Bryan was finished, just shitting all over everybody, and he attacked him before the bell rung. So then we get the match. It's underway. This was pretty quick, pretty basic, but the one thing I liked about this, even though it was short and to the point and it got Daniel Bryan over, which led to AJ Styles coming out and attacking Daniel Bryan after he won this match, R-Truth looked better than I remember seeing him. We're used to seeing him in a very comedic role, laughing and 7-second dance breaks and all this shit. I mentioned, I believe it was last week, or it was definitely in the last couple weeks, how I want to see R-Truth on TV more, but the more you do the 7-second dance break, the more it's going to get old and the more people are going to get tired of it quicker. If you add some sort of seriousness to R-Truth's character, that'll shake things up a bit, and I'd like to see a serious R-Truth. I'd like to see a funny R-Truth, because I think he's just genuinely funny, but I also want to see a serious R-Truth, and I honestly think if WWE wants to utilize R-Truth in 2019, he could be a nice mid-card act that could possibly feud with an Almas, or feud with somebody in the mid-card over the United States Championship. I've always thought that about R-Truth, but WWE never gave him the opportunity to do that. And I would love to see that. So the serious R-Truth, it was a nice breath of fresh air tonight against Daniel Bryan. I guess he had to be against someone as serious as Daniel Bryan. He wasn't going to go in there and do 7-second dance breaks against the WWE Champion. But needless to say, R-Truth brought the intensity tonight, and I really appreciated that. Obviously, this went to Daniel Bryan. Big running knee, flying knee for the win. After the match, Bryan stands tall, takes the title, walks up the ramp, and AJ Styles comes from behind out of nowhere and attacks on the stage. Fans are going crazy. Big melee brawl. You have officials coming out and trying to hold these guys back. AJ throws Bryan into the LED board on the stage. He then grabs a steel chair, and Bryan escaped almost immediately. And AJ was just incensed here, throwing the steel chair against the barricade. He was like a wild animal possessed. So the real, and they have to get rid of this fucking nickname garbage, the real AJ Styles versus the new Daniel Bryan. Why don't you just call me the asshole Jerry or the asshole JD from New York? You know, what's with these fucking nicknames? He's AJ Styles, but he's got an attitude. You're not going to feed the initiative of the real AJ Styles. So who was I watching for all of 2018? The fake AJ Styles? I don't understand this fucking cheesy, cringy garbage by WWE. They need and feel like they have to push a certain initiative. It's fucking AJ Styles. It's Daniel Bryan. Enough. I know who they are. The real AJ Styles. How long do you think that's going to last? The new Daniel Bryan. You're going to be calling him the new Daniel Bryan all year? That's going to get old very fucking quick. But that was a great open to SmackDown Live. Really set the tone for the Royal Rumble and their WWE Championship match. Moving on, we went right from that to Rey Mysterio and Mustafa Ali versus Andrade Cien Almas and Samoa Joe. Now, I mentioned a few times how I would love to see Samoa Joe, Andrade Cien Almas, and include Randy Orton in a nice little stable on SmackDown Live. Here we got two of those three. And you know what, folks? They look pretty damn good together. They looked vicious together. And might I say, they looked pretty damn good together. Rey Mysterio and Mustafa Ali against Cien Almas and Samoa Joe. This could be a slight foreshadowing to what we see at WrestleMania with Andrade Cien Almas and Rey Mysterio. This is my preferred match at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. I hope so. You put these two on in the beginning of the show to open WrestleMania, give them 20 minutes, they'll tear the fucking house down, and it's a nice tone setter for the rest of the show. Just like Ospreay and Ibushi was for Wrestle Kingdom, there you go. Almas and Mysterio to open WrestleMania for the United States Championship. This was fucking awesome. This was fucking awesome. I love this tag team match. It was super fun. It was intense. It was just the highlight of the night for me because this is what I want to see. I want to see top-tier talent doing fucking great shit on SmackDown Live. Rey Mysterio hits the 619 on Joe. Ali comes in and hits a beautiful 450 on Joe. He rolls out of the ring. Almas then gets in with it with Ali. Rey drops Almas into a 619 position. He lets Ali run. I thought Ali was going to do the 619, but instead he jumps over the top rope for a tope over the top rope on Samoa Joe. And then Rey does the 619, but it was blocked. Almas had it well scouted. Almas blocked the 619 and drops Rey into a hammerlock DDT for the pin. Before that, that wasn't even the fucking highlight of the match. Almas winning. Yes, I know it's a fucking surprise. But there was a situation where it looked like Almas had Rey Mysterio's wrists locked, and he was doing like a surfboard-like move. Rey transitioned Almas back to his feet. He flipped over in one fluid motion, giving Almas a fucking Canadian destroyer. Or a Mexican destroyer. Whatever you want to call it. Yes, I did not stutter. You seen a Canadian destroyer on SmackDown Live on WWE television. A pile driver is banned in WWE. I am going to find this very interesting throughout the week if this is going to be reported somewhere on the Observer or in the dirt sheets. I know for a fact the pile drivers are banned. I would love to know if Rey, Almas, or both are fined heavily for doing that. I'm not sure Rey was kind of in the know on that. So it looked like Rey was kind of channeling his indies. You know, he was channeling his indie moveset. I don't think Rey Mysterio was really in tune to what to do in a WWE ring, and he pulled out a move that he might not have known has been banned, especially the Canadian Destroyer. And Almas was planted with that Canadian Destroyer. So it's going to be very interesting to see if both of these guys, or one or the other, is fined for this move. But it looked fucking fantastic, and it would make number one on the highlight reel for WWE, no question. Andrade Cien Almas wins the match, pins Rey Mysterio, and being that Andrade Cien Almas has been on TV, he's been featured consistently, I'm starting to have a little bit of hope that they're pushing him in the right direction. A win and a pin over Rey Mysterio clean on SmackDown Live is a big deal. And Almas is the type of guy going into the Royal Rumble. He already lasted his first Royal Rumble 30 minutes. If you guys remember that. It was during NXT TakeOver. He had just beaten Gargano, and he was in the Royal Rumble for 30 fucking minutes. He was the NXT champion in the Royal Rumble. And I hope that he is one of the candidates to be the Royal Rumble's Iron Man in 2019. I would love to see that. But he gets a clean win over Rey Mysterio. He and Samoa Joe win. And I thought this was a fantastic match with a blow-away Canadian Destroyer. Something that we don't see on WWE television. And if they start opening themselves up to seeing or doing more moves like that, the program in itself, based on that, would become a little bit more fresh. I like seeing shit that we don't see normally on WWE. That blew everybody away because when was the fucking last time you seen a pile driver outside of the tombstone? I can't even remember. I loved it. This was a great match. Cien Almas, more importantly, gets the pin over Rey Mysterio, and that could be, like I said, a foreshadowing to what's to come at WrestleMania between Almas and hopefully Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship to open WrestleMania 35. Shane McMahon is backstage, and in his office, in walks The Miz. Miz hopes Shane McMahon had nothing to do with the Usos possibly getting a SmackDown Live Tag Team title shot with their number one contendership match later on in the night against The Bar. Miz says no one deserves a title shot like they do. And Shane says they are nowhere near the top. Shane goes on and says he's getting pumped up about teaming together, but they have a lot of scouting, they have a lot of training, and they have a lot of work to do to then challenge the competition. Shane asks if they're on the same page. Miz says yes, and he turns around and asks Shane one more time about the outfits. Do you prefer the white? And Shane walks away, pretends to be on his cell phone, and then Miz is like, all right, I'll use the red leather instead of the white. I don't give a fuck what they wear. I'm going to rant on this in just a little bit. Rusev is out. New United States champion now, 2-week reign, doing him well. And he's in the ring looking very sad, and he's looking very downtrodden, very depressed, because his wife, he says, Lana, his love, his heart, was hurt because of the selfish actions of one man, Shinsuke Nakamura. Rusev says Lana is at home resting, and he stands before us, but not as WWE United States champion. Takes off the title, lays the title on the floor, and Rusev says he stands in front of us not as U.S. champion, but as a husband. He takes a look at his wedding ring, and fans start to chant, Lana is the best, Lana number one. Rusev says Nakamura can mess with him all he wants, but once he messes with his wife, he crossed a line he cannot come back from. Rusev calls Nakamura to the ring and promises to break every bone in his fragile body and crush him. Nakamura appears on the big screen, looks to be in the production truck. No Beaver sighting here on this evening. I was looking for him, believe me. Nakamura appeared on the big screen, and it looks like he was in the production truck, like I said. Nakamura doesn't take blame for what happened to Lana. He says Rusev is bitter, and this is all his fault. Yes, just like it's Vince McMahon's fault for letting Neville go, and now he is signed with major competition that is going to be direct competition for WWE. Just like Vince is to blame for Monday Night Raw being in the shithole. Simple as that. Nakamura says he's back in the truck to show this is Rusev's fault. So we see a look of the replay from last week. We see how Lana was on Nakamura's back when Rusev dropped Nakamura with a kick, causing him to slightly fall on Lana, who was on top of Nakamura. Nakamura shakes his head as Rusev looks on. Nakamura says Rusev crushed Lana. Rusev paces around the ring. He's getting angry. He goes to find Nakamura in the back and runs to the back. Camera cuts backstage to Rusev asking where the TV truck is. Nakamura comes out of nowhere, hiding behind a production case, probably hiding Kevin Dunn's wood. You know? So he was hiding behind a production case. Nakamura rams the production case into Rusev 3 times. Nakamura gets down in Rusev's face and starts talking some shit. Before walking away, Jamie Noble and Adam Pearce come to check on Rusev, and before you know it, full steam ahead Nakamura with a devastating Kinshasa, knocking Rusev out. I'm trying to find how this makes any sense whatsoever. I understand they're using Lana to further this minimal storyline here with Rusev and Nakamura, but am I to believe that Lana is really that injured and home resting? A woman who tried to be a professional wrestler, a woman who was in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this past summer, and that was probably the most brutal match of her entire career. You mean to tell me little old Lana is more injured by falling back, hanging off Nakamura's back, falling straight down? She's more injured in this situation with Nakamura than she was in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this past summer. I don't understand it. I understand they have to sell a storyline, but in totality, it doesn't really make that much sense. And I really don't care for Rusev and Nakamura, to be perfectly honest with you. I would just rather Nakamura move on to somebody else, or if he's really done with WWE, sayonara, and I wish Rusev would move on to Andrade Cien Almas, and Almas takes the title off of Rusev. That's what I would like. I don't know about you guys, but even though these two had a great match, I'm not really too keen on seeing it again. And at this point, it really doesn't fit into the narrative that WWE is trying to tell. Nakamura clearly has to earn another opportunity at Rusev, and so far, that has not happened. So I'm wondering what WWE is going to do as far as that goes. But really, Lana is that injured where she's home recuperating and she's that immobile? Come on. Little bit more logic when it comes to writing these mid-card storylines. That's all I ask. The Bar versus the Usos. This is a number one contender match. If the Usos beat the Bar, they get the Bar at the Royal Rumble in what will then be a tag team title match. Now, call me crazy. Call me someone with a level head, someone with logic, an old school mentality, you could say. What is this idea? Or why does WWE do this to a point where it is just a common thing on current WWE television? What happened to the day where tag team title matches were made because the challenging team, no matter who they are, it could be Team B or Team C, Team D in the division, wins matches, and by the end of the month, right before the pay-per-view, they are named the best team to get a tag team title match because of matches that they've won. You know, the one thing that Cody Rhodes stated in the All Elite Wrestling press conference today is that wins and losses will once again matter in AEW. I wish WWE, I'm sure they were listening, I'd wish WWE would institute that on their programming. Because shit like this pisses me the fuck off. Now, the Usos are one of 6 teams on SmackDown Live. You couldn't have the Usos run through Sanity, or run through the Club, or run through the Colognes, or whoever else is on SmackDown Live to get to the Bar at the end of the month at the Royal Rumble. Why does it have to come down to the Usos beating the tag team champions and then getting a shot at the tag team champions for a title match? I don't like that. I think that is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I don't know where this idea came from, but I wish WWE would fucking kill it. Now, I understand it's their easy way out. Well, they have to earn their title shot. You could earn your title shot by beating some other fucking team. And why is it rinse and repeat with these divisions? It's bad enough on Monday Night Raw their division is non-existent. We got a fucking mock team put together with fucking scotch tape in Gable and Rude against a fucking legit tag team that's been buried for 2 years. No division outside that. AOPP might as well be fucking buried at this point, legitimately. The B team, the Ascension, and whoever else is on that fucking roster and tag teams. Rhino and Slater. Give me a fucking break. Division is god-awful. Then on SmackDown Live, you got the Usos, you got the Bar, you got the New Day. There's no other teams in WWE's mind that exists outside of those 3 teams. You got Sanity, you got the Bar, you got the Usos, New Day, the Club, and the Colognes. You got 6 fucking teams. And Harper and Rowan probably gonna end up coming back. 7 fucking teams. Heavy Machinery about to debut. 8 fucking teams. Are we gonna get a overhaul of the tag team division where it's not the same fucking teams every single week? Are we gonna get an overhaul of the tag team division where it doesn't have to come down to the tag team champions losing to another team, giving that other team a tag team title shot at the pay-per-view? You gotta do better, man. You gotta do better. You can't have your champions losing on TV looking weak before the pay-per-view. Thank God, in this instance, it didn't happen. In any other situation, it probably would have ended up that same way. You got to do better. Champions should not be losing on TV. Challengers should not have to beat the champions to get a title shot. Hard work, beating other teams that are on your same level, equal, and beating them and beating every other team in the division to be called legitimately number one contenders. This is where a ranking system and wins and losses should come into play. Can't be giving out tag team title shots to the same fucking teams every single pay-per-view. We've seen it all year in 2018. New change, new direction, new faces, new matchups. Let's do it. The tag team division needs that more so than anything on both brands. This entire division's a fucking joke in all of WWE. And I'm never going to let anyone fucking not hear it. Merging the divisions is the best thing for both of these brands. I am tired of the lack of tag team wrestling. This was tag team wrestling. This. And the Usos, they should be built up as a team that is completely unstoppable. You know, as many of you guys know, I do House of Glory commentary. And the House of Glory tag team champions are Santana and Ortiz, LAX. They're also the Impact Wrestling tag team champions. I see a lot of LAX in the Usos and vice versa. LAX may very well be the best tag team in the entire world right now. There's nobody as hot as LAX, Santana and Ortiz. Now, what they've been doing in Impact and what they've been doing in House of Glory is every single team they have beaten. Every single team that House of Glory has gone out there and signed to go up against LAX to try and take those titles off of them, they've lost. Every team in Impact that went up against LAX have lost. That's how you build up a credible fucking tag team. That's how you create a legacy. That's how you make your division stand out. You have the best team in the world. And look at the reign and run that they are on. That should be with the Usos. The Usos are the best tag team in all of WWE. And you should be making the story revolve around who the fuck is going to come in here and take these guys off the top of the mountain. Who's going to take over the throne for the tag team division? You know how big of a moment that's going to be in House of Glory and Impact when a team comes along and finally dethrones LAX. That is going to be a, oh my God, jaw-dropping moment because of how great their run has been. That's how you create a competitive division. And I don't understand the lackadaisical approach to tag team wrestling in this company. These teams can tear the fucking house. Did you see the crowd go crazy while Jimmy Uso was waiting for the hot tag? And then all of a sudden, Mandy Rose comes on out wearing nothing but a white fucking towel. Yeah, honey, my hotel room is 1341. Yeah, fuck Jimmy. He don't want nothing to do with you. You know? She comes out, and thank God the Usos did not win this match, because that would have been terrible for the Bar to lose on television, only to give the Usos a tag team title match. Mandy Rose comes out wearing towel and slippers only. She looks on from the stage. She takes a microphone and asks Jimmy to please come and help her. She doesn't remember if she left her tight little shorts and her tight little top in his hotel room. So he turns around, asking this bitch, what are you talking about? What are you on? I don't know what you're talking about. So clearly, this distracted him enough for Sheamus to run in and knock him off the apron. Cesaro hits the neutralizer on Jay for the pin, and they win. The Usos do not get a tag team title match. Good on them. Good on them. Great match. Mandy Rose was used in a great way. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. After the match, the Bar celebrates. Out comes The Miz. And I groaned and moaned at this point. The Miz comes on out, and he enters the ring. He is telling Greg Hamilton that's not how you introduce or make the call for the tag team champion. So he's giving Greg Hamilton a lesson in ring announcing. And The Miz is out here to grant the Bar an opportunity of a lifetime to put the titles on the line at the Royal Rumble against one team that they have not dominated. Sanity? Sanity? Anybody? Heavy Machinery. The Club. The fucking Colognes. If they could get them out of fucking timeshare business. No. It's Shane McMahon and the fucking Miz, the best tag team in the world. Cesaro takes the microphone and knocks Miz. Cesaro says he's going to talk it over with his partner. And Sheamus doesn't want to talk at all. All he does is bro kick Miz, and his head lands in the 8th row. That's all that was. Cesaro says, I think we accept. So this was my biggest fear, and my fear is coming to fruition. You have an entire tag team plus a new tag team coming to SmackDown Live in Otis and Tucker Knight of Heavy Machinery. And you're making a mock tag team of The Miz and Shane McMahon, an active performer and a McMahon. A 50-year-old Shane McMahon, a top priority in your tag team division. This is fucking terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. It is a disgrace to everything that I just talked about as far as tag team wrestling goes, and not really something I'm interested in. Now, knowing WWE, they'll feel like the Bar has held the titles long enough, and they'll give Shane McMahon and The Miz a run with the tag team titles. And then at that point, the tag team division will have died. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Remember the 1994 Royal Rumble where Yokozuna buried The Undertaker and The Undertaker's rising to the fucking heavens? Yeah, that's going to be the fucking SmackDown Live tag team titles at the Royal Rumble in Phoenix. Dead. I don't know who the fuck is interested in this shit. I don't know why this is happening. You have a fucking division of talented men, and you're making Shane McMahon and The Miz a priority on SmackDown Live. If that doesn't tell you that WWE doesn't give a fuck about tag team wrestling, I don't know what will. Now, if this leads to Shane McMahon and The Miz breaking up, and Miz turning on Shane McMahon, then okay. Okay. It gets them their obligatory WrestleMania match. Move on from that, and let's get the big boys, the legit tag teams, competing for the tag team titles. But this is fucking terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. And if you look at the Royal Rumble landscape, not really what I call a Royal Rumble pay-per-view-esque match, championship match, at the Royal Rumble for the tag team titles. I don't know, man. This company is just very fucking confusing. Very fucking confusing. They got their priorities all fucked up. You got Pac and Jericho and all these guys wanting to bring fucking legitimacy and fun and win-loss records back to wrestling, and here we got Shane McMahon and the fucking Miz competing for the tag team championships, and they haven't even competed as a goddamn team yet. What a joke. Absolute fucking joke. After the match, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are walking backstage. Rose reveals her shorts and top are under the towel. So it was all mind games. She starts laughing. Naomi appears in the hallway. They're about to cross paths, and Naomi says, fuck this bitch. She attacks Mandy Rose and unloads on her. Sonya Deville joins in for the double team. Jimmy Uso runs up and tells them to back off. Uso checks on his wife as Rose and Deville run off and run away. So there you go. Nice little mid storyline there for Mandy Rose and Naomi. I'm liking it. You know, Mandy Rose plays that role perfect. It's generic. And I guess it kind of demeans women, if you want to look at it that way and really get all fucking political on it. But I think Mandy Rose playing that role and just exuding that on television, it just makes for a better character for her. I think it's great. And there's no better woman right now to play that type of role. I think it's great. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's great. So, Daniel Bryan is backstage, and he's leaving the arena. He's still wearing the same tree and plant t-shirt that he was wearing in the beginning of the show that apparently was covered in mustard, because when he grabbed the hot dog from that fat, obese slob, he absolutely just doused himself in mustard. So it was pretty funny. Bryan rants on AJ Styles attacking him from behind in an unprovoked attack. Bryan says that he does not care why AJ attacked him, and if we think that was vicious, that wasn't half as vicious as the new Daniel Bryan. Bryan goes on yelling and says AJ will see what he's capable of at the Royal Rumble. He then goes on to say AJ will never take the WWE title from him because he's fighting for a cause that's much bigger than anything AJ has ever fought for in his entire life. Bryan says he will be WWE champion forever. And he walks off. More coming soon for Lars Sullivan, EC3, Tucker Knight, Otis, Heavy Machinery, and Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross as well. Coming soon. I told you these individuals will be in their respective Royal Rumbles and no sooner. WWE want to change. Should have seen EC3 last night on Monday Night Raw. Would have been great to see Heavy Machinery tonight on SmackDown Live. Would have been great to see Nikki Cross tonight on SmackDown Live. But nope. WWE is giving us 3 more weeks of nauseating fucking promo packages. The same one that we've seen since their announcement that a new era is taking shape. And we have yet to see the new era yet in 2019. Miz is backstage with Shane McMahon. Miz is clutching his jaw because Sheamus just fucked him up. There's some disagreeing between the two. Shane wanted them to earn the title. At least there's one level head in this fucking group. Shane wanted to earn the title shot and says this isn't how he wanted to do it. Shane asks Miz if he really thinks they can win, and Miz says, yes, I do. And Shane says, let's do it. Let's do it at the Rumble. I don't agree with it. Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Charlotte Flair, #1 contenders match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Now, this is a rematch from SummerSlam. This is the same match that we've seen at SummerSlam this year. The moments in which Charlotte turned heel, and not Becky. Charlotte took the title away from Becky Lynch. And I have to say, a couple of things here before we talk about what happened in the match and how the match ended. The women are bringing it. First live show of the year, and the women have not missed a beat. Carmella's a lot better. She's a little bit more, I guess, less nauseating. She is a lot better than she was in the summertime. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, if the rumor is that it will be a triple threat match with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, I am not all that keen on seeing them in a triple threat match before we get to the triple threat match that everybody wants to see. I just don't care. And it kind of takes the luster away from what these women can legitimately do in that type of match and atmosphere. So, WWE, I guess this made sense to them to do this before the Royal Rumble, but I'm just pointing out the obvious. If you're planning on doing a triple threat match, I don't want to see 2 of the 3 women who are going to be in that triple threat match in this triple threat match. It just takes away the entire luster and appeal of what we could see at WrestleMania. Now, this was a decent match. But I think all we cared about was the ending. Now, I was under the assumption, and I think everybody was under the assumption here, that Charlotte and Becky were somehow going to end up in the Royal Rumble, probably going to come down to them too, and we're probably going to get a 1994 edition of the Royal Rumble in 2019 with Charlotte and Becky both being co-winners. That's what everybody's prediction is. I thought going into this match that they'd give it to Carmella because, A, that I guess kind of takes a play on what happened with Carmella and Asuka. Roles are reversed this time. Carmella was the champion. She beat Asuka with James Ellsworthless at Extreme Rules in that shark cage match. I was there. I know. And now Asuka's the champion, so I figured maybe WWE is going to close the chapter on that book and give Asuka a win and revenge over Carmella. That's my mindset going into this ending. So we see the ending of this match. Carmella tosses Flair out of the ring. Fans start chanting, "This is awesome." The women busted their ass in this match. Carmella goes on for a suplex. Lynch fights her off. Flair runs in with a huge spear. Carmella keeps the offensive attack, but Becky pulls Carmella into the disarmor, and out of nowhere, she gets the title shot and the tap out. So Becky Lynch is the #1 contender for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. After the match, Asuka comes down, mask, robe, and all. Music hits. She does her shtick in the ring, and they have a stare down with Asuka yelling at Becky in Japanese, and that's how SmackDown Live goes off the air. Now, I am genuinely concerned, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are genuinely concerned as well. Becky Lynch is getting the title shot. What does this mean for the Royal Rumble? I genuinely don't know. I really, really, really don't know. Now, one thing that pops off in my mind is that Becky Lynch and Asuka is a lot better than fucking Asuka and Carmella. So I'm sure the WWE is going to do very well as far as fan anticipation and fan participation for this women's match. Carmella really doesn't fit into anything outside of what I just previously mentioned with Asuka. Carmella doesn't fit into the overall vibe of what's going on now with the women's evolution. Becky is intense. Becky is just killing it right now. Same thing with Charlotte. Same thing with Asuka. And then Ronda on Monday Night Raw. So Becky and Asuka is a match I am genuinely intrigued by, but not at this moment. But it's definitely better than Asuka and Carmella. Now, I am not saying that Becky can't be in the Royal Rumble. She could certainly lose this match by a count out or by a DQ or some interference on the outside which causes her to lose, as long as Becky is not pinned. I am okay with Becky losing as long as her shoulders are not pinned to the mat. I am not sitting here telling you that Becky's getting a title shot. That doesn't mean she can't be in the Royal Rumble. Those rules really don't apply. WWE just does about it at their own discretion. I'm just thinking off the top of my head based on what happens in the old days. If you're in a championship match, that doesn't mean you're going to be in the Royal Rumble and get another opportunity at a championship match. It doesn't work that way. It's happened very rarely in WWE history. So this is why I didn't want to see Becky Lynch and Asuka, and I was kind of pulling for either Charlotte or Carmella, meaning that Carmella could get the title shot and get, I guess, blasted by Asuka, easy, or Charlotte can get the title match against Asuka and find her way into the Elimination Chamber and find entry into WrestleMania, leaving Becky to win the Royal Rumble by herself. But here we are with Asuka and Becky Lynch. Now, Becky's not winning the title. And if Becky does win the title, it's going to make for an even interesting situation, a more interesting situation, because that means she'd be taking the title into WrestleMania, and we might get a unification match. Now, I would love that. I don't think WWE is going to do that, but I am not expecting Becky Lynch to go into the Royal Rumble and beat Asuka. Asuka's had one title defense against Naomi, and Asuka is going to take that title into WrestleMania. And I don't know who Asuka is going to fight at WrestleMania, but I don't really give a shit at this point. Talking about Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Now, if Becky loses this match, how does she lose this match? It could be because of Carmella. It could be because of Carmella, and Carmella felt slighted and cheated. She could cause Becky to lose this match. Becky could certainly get her revenge on Carmella. We could see the old formula of, well, Carmella's number 30. Becky knows where Carmella's going to be and what number she's going to be. So why not attack Becky before she comes out, take her spot, enter the Royal Rumble, and gain entry into WrestleMania by taking Carmella's spot. Simple as that. That could work, and I think that would be a nice, unpredictable scenario. Because everybody, like I said, is booking this thing fantasy-wise with Becky winning the Royal Rumble, Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble, or both of them winning the Royal Rumble. Now, this is WWE. Everybody has booked this thing every which way. WWE fucking hates that, and I've mentioned that time and time again on Off the Script. When WWE thinks, they don't think with the fan in mind. The fan thinks they got it all figured out. The fan thinks they know what WWE is going to do. WWE hates that. So WWE right now knows what we want, knows what we're thinking, and they are devising a way to go about it in a different way, but not outwardly give you what you want. They actually want you to use your head and wait and be patient. And if WWE, and this is where I say, you know, they don't really have a great track record for doing what is right. Yes, they said that this new era, the fans are going to get what they want. We're going to do what the fans want to do. We're going to give you what you want. Well, I think it's an overwhelming fucking yes that we want Becky Lynch. If WWE doesn't give us Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, I honestly don't think Stamford, Connecticut is going to be the same again. Titan Tower will be in fucking rubble after WrestleMania or something like that. There'll be fucking pitchforks and torches outside of Stamford, Connecticut if Becky Lynch is not in the WrestleMania main event. maybe WWE is setting up something unpredictable by going the Asuka Becky route and not making it predictable by putting Becky in the Royal Rumble. Because if Becky was in the Royal Rumble, then we kind of assume that she's going to win it. Now, if Becky is in a title match, then I guess WWE's logic is, well, if Becky's in a title match, then the fans aren't really going to think about Becky being in the Royal Rumble, and she's going to find her way into the Royal Rumble. It's going to be a surprise when it happens at the time it happens. Now, I'm with everybody that if WWE's booking this thing, I wouldn't be shocked if Becky and Nia happens at WrestleMania. I hope to God not. Again, I don't think Vince McMahon will be alive on April 8th if that happens. But I honestly think WWE is going about it in a way that says, the fans think they know, I'm going to show them, ha 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 ha. This is why they did what they did. Now, they announced Becky and Asuka. They retracted that with Paige on social media, and they went right back to giving us Becky and Asuka. There has to be some underlying plan here by WWE. Either Charlotte interferes, either Carmella interferes, maybe Ronda interferes again, and Becky takes it out on Carmella anyway. Something is going to happen here that leaves Becky without a title and without a Royal Rumble entry, and Becky's going to find her way into the Royal Rumble somehow. That has to be. That has to be. If Becky is not in the Royal Rumble on January 27th, hell will be felt by everybody on social media. I don't think WWE is that fucking stupid. I want to have hope. You know, hope and WWE do not go in the same sentence. You know, it's not like a bowl of ice cream with fucking whipped cream and chocolate sprinkles, okay? It's not like spaghetti and meatballs. It's usually some fucking weird concoction, you know? WWE needs to do what is right. Right now, it might look grim, it might look bleak. But from what I've talked about with people, I'm going to let this play out. I'm going to let this play out. I don't usually say that. I'm going to let it play out. Because if January 28th comes and Becky is not in the winners category or the co-winners category for the Royal Rumble, then we should start getting worried. Because all we have left is the Elimination Chamber. And I don't think WWE is going to have an Elimination Chamber match to find out who fights Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I honestly think by that point, we should start sweating. So I'm going to have hope here. That WWE is just flipping the switch a little bit, making us think, making us, clench our ass cheeks together just a little bit. Come January 27th, we're going to be sweating. Is Becky going to be in the Royal Rumble, or is there going to be another Daniel Bryan 2014 episode where Becky doesn't show up in the Royal Rumble, and out comes a fan favorite like Trish Stratus? She gets booed out of the building, and nothing but Becky Lynch chants ring out through Chase Field. I don't think WWE wants that. And don't think that Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks wasn't booked with a specific agenda in mind either. I mentioned this could be WWE planting the seeds for the 4 Horsewomen later on in 2019. Who's to say we won't see Becky Lynch interfere on Ronda Rousey, helping her fellow horsewomen? Who's to say that won't happen? Who's to say Ronda Rousey won't show her face again and fuck over Becky Lynch? And the only way Becky could get into the Royal Rumble to fight Ronda and get her revenge on both situations in which she was fucked out of the SmackDown Live Tag Team title was to get into the Royal Rumble and take an opportunity to take Ronda's title. There's a bunch of fun situations here that could be had. And honestly, as far as a fan perspective goes, this is a wild fucking ride. I just hope it ends with a nice, smooth sailing with Becky Lynch in the WrestleMania main event. That's all I care about. But this was a great episode of SmackDown Live. Very fun. Great tag team match with Mysterio, Ali, Almas, and Joe. Daniel Bryan hit a grand slam with his heel character, expanding ever so greatly every single week. And we got Becky Lynch and Asuka for the Royal Rumble booked. The Bar and the Usos had a great tag team match. Great episode of SmackDown Live, and I really can't say anything bad about it. A few logic gaps here and there, a few things that we could be concerned about. But I'm going to let it play out, man. We got 2.5 weeks till the Royal Rumble. Should be a fun ride. Thank you guys so very much for everything. If you missed Monday Night Raw review, link is in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. Go and check it out. I would greatly appreciate your support on that. Let's get that to about 2,500 likes. You guys already accumulated close to 1,700 now since I uploaded it earlier this afternoon, so make sure you guys go and check that out. Off the Script Extra. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be going over, in brief, not going to talk too much because I want to save most of it for Off the Script, episode 256 this weekend. We're going to go over what happened at the All Elite Wrestling press conference today in Jacksonville, Florida. Off the Script Extra tomorrow afternoon, right before NXT. They are declaring war on WWE to a point where WWE, for a little bit, did not let anyone with a ticket or without who wanted to purchase tickets, ticket holders who already had tickets tonight for SmackDown Live and people who wanted to purchase tickets for SmackDown Live, if they were coming over from the rally and had anything to do with WWE wearing an All Elite Wrestling t-shirt, they were thrown out or banned from the building tonight in Jacksonville for SmackDown Live. Petty, 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 salty, salty, salty. What a way to alienate your fucking fans, Vince McMahon. Unbelievable.
Oh, JD, it's a business move, man.
No, it's just WWE really fucking scared of what is to come. So scared that they already took Chris Jericho off their fucking roster page for WWE. I guess Jericho really doesn't need Vince McMahon's blessing anymore, right? Because he is now All Elite. We're going to talk about all that tomorrow on Off the Script Extra, man. Thank you guys so very much. Harrys.com/script, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Instagram as well, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Multitude of ways to follow and support the podcast, man. Leave that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for OTS Extra and NXT, man. New set of tapings as we head towards TakeOver Phoenix. I'll talk to you guys later.